So you join me at a random industrial estate in the Midlands of the UK, and we're going to check out one of the biggest outdoor brands that the UK has to offer. We're going to check behind the scenes at RAB. So follow me. Wrong door, wrong door. Got my visitor's badge here. After I'd met the team and I'd had a look around the offices and also checked out the design centre where all the products are designed, it was then time to head over to the warehouse and check out where all the products are stored and shipped around the world. Now, the scale of this place is unreal. There's so many products and everything's neatly kept in their own little plastic bags, and then they're going to be shipped out to customers. But I wanted to know what happens with this plastic and what are RAB doing to reduce the impact that we have through plastic waste. So here's Matt to talk a little bit more.
So when we first started looking at how we could reduce the amount of plastic packaging in our supply chain, the first thing that the team did was look at how we could package items coming in from our factories. Plastic's still the best way to bring stuff over from our factories and keep it protected, so there's no actual product wastage. But it's then how we deal with the plastic afterwards. So looking at how we could fold items to make them smaller rather than have them arrive flat packed in a large plastic bag. Just packaging something up like this saves 70% the amount of plastic we're using overnight. And then the second thing we looked at was what sort of plastic we were using. Before it'd be virgin plastic, and now we use this plastic which is basically recycled, but it's recycled to a degree that it's still completely clear, so you can see through, and our retail customers can see the barcode through it okay and still scan it. And this has probably got another, 7 or 8 uses in it if it was to be recycled again in the correct way. So it's just making sure that you use this plastic in the right way, and that way it is a commodity and it can continue its lifespan.
So these can't be rolled up because that would damage the zip.
Yeah, basically you've got a waterproof zip. So you can imagine if you've got lots of those, because the other thing we want to do is put as many as we can in a box to reduce the footprint of what's going into a container. And you're folding these as well, then that compression over a period of time might damage the item.
Once a product is ready to be shipped, so somebody's ordered it, what they do is they strip it out of that plastic bag and then they put it into one of these paper bags and seal it up. Now, these paper bags are widely recyclable, so basically that plastic can be then stored in these big bales and then sent back and properly recycled. That's a bag of down. So this is the kind of stuff that's going to go straight into sleeping bags and jackets.
So all the down that gets delivered here will go into our expedition jackets and our sleeping bag range, which are all hand-filled here in down to the UK.
Yeah. So this is all byproduct from the food industry.
It is, yeah. And the other thing we have now as well is obviously recycled down. So our Italian partner does a lot more now with recycled down, and we use that recycled down in our microlight range, and more products that are coming out.
Yeah.
So that's good to have as well. And we also send product back to them for recycling as well.
Yeah.
We've got a down recycling program, so customers can send items back to us at end of life, and we'll give them a second life as a new down item. And what we also offer as well is you can send back any down item to us as well. So it could be a cushion or a duvet. And there's not many people that will actually recycle those sort of items. So
that's
not saying it's all going to end up in a RAB product, because obviously it will go through a grading process again. And,
yeah.
But it will have a second life as another cushion, or could. A down shirt, who knows? So,
yeah, like a more basic down item, yeah.
Yeah.
That's some big boxes of down sleeping bags.
So all RAB sleeping bags are hand-filled here in the UK, along with all of our expedition clothing. Why do we do that? It's good for quality control, so we know exactly what's going in it. Obviously, sleeping bags and Exped gear are all halo product for us. We're known for them, and we want to make sure they're as good as can possibly be. The other bit as well is from an environmental aspect, or CSR aspect, I should say. So unlike most of our competitors that will ship those big down bags that you've seen just in the warehouse over to factories in the Far East, put into sleeping bags. We do the opposite, so we have a smaller carbon footprint, bringing that down from Eastern Europe over here in the UK. And then all we ship over from our factories are the shells, which we can pack easily 20 to a box like this. And then we can fill a 40-foot container with those from floor to ceiling. So we're maximising the amount that we're putting into a container, whereas obviously if we were getting them filled in the Far East, you'd have to ship all of that down, which is basically air, over one way, then put it into a sleeping bag and then ship it back this way, which again is air. So, and if you wanted to maximise that container and the costs that are involved with shipping that over here, you'd probably want to compress your sleeping bags down, which is something we don't do. So you'll see the finished products in a bit.
Yeah.
When the customer gets their sleeping bag, it's in as good a condition as possible and ready to go on its first adventure. Yeah.
Nice.
So this is how the shells come into us. They're basically completely finished, apart from it's got an incomplete stitch line across 2 baffles. So you start at the bottom to go into that baffle, and then you go into the next one, and knows exactly how many grams down is that one, and you just work your way up, all the way up to the hood.
And then somebody sews that all.
That's it, yeah.
Closed and then.
Yeah, you can probably see that in a little bit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't complain about that. Extra bit of extra warm,
So it's coming from this machine here through this control thing, getting squirted into each baffle. How do you know which baffle to do? Is it just experience?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we number it in on this machine, so whichever way we prefer to do it.
Okay. Yeah. Wow.
That's why I didn't know that.
Yeah, I should take that into your workflow.
Yeah, we do it whichever way we prefer to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
it. So that's how
That makes
we
sense.
program it in.
That's cool.
Don't mess it up.
Talk me through.
There's a baffle on. You've got to make sure that you get the fabric like that, because the baffle, if not, if you go in the other side, because it's front and back look, and the baffle
okay.
separates it.
Yeah.
So as long as you can get that bit, you're away and
Okay.
in there.
So fingers in there, find that. That, yeah?
Yeah. Hold it tight on.
Hold it
and
tight
then
on there.
this side.
And I just hold it down.
Yeah.
Oh, right. You don't even have to.
That one?
Yeah, okay.
And then you go down into your next one, which is next to it, but make sure you get again the baffle.
Yeah, you hold it tight.
Yeah. That's it.
And then you just keep going
And
down
then
there.
it's this one now, look.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay. I think you're a lot more efficient than I am.
Took the words out of my mouth there, Dave.
That's it.
Strangely satisfying. So after the down sleeping bags and jackets have been filled, then each of those holes is then sewn up, and then it's taken over for quality control.
So once Jason's QC'd the bag, make sure that all the stitch holes have been stitched, etc., all the baffles are full, they get their swing tags put on, and they literally go out like this in their storage stuff sack, which you can then use at home to keep the bag in as best condition as possible. So this will just keep the air circulating around the bag. Means it doesn't get damp and it doesn't get over compressed. So as I was saying earlier, so most of our competitors would probably put this in their compression sack, which this also comes with, or at least vacuum pack it so they can fill a container to get the goods back over to the UK. Whereas this is as compressed as our bags will ever get. They'll go into a box like this. There'll be 6 bags in there, and they'll go out to a retailer like that. So they're ready to go straight from the off.
Nice. Next, it was time to check out the RAB Service Centre.
So RAB's always offered all of these services, but being typically British, we didn't really shout about it. So what we've done is bundle them all together into this RAB Service Centre suite of offerings and put them up front and centre online, so RAB customers can see exactly what we offer and hopefully take advantage of them. So the first one, the Shield's our RAB Promise, which is basically our lifetime guarantee. So we've always had a lifetime guarantee with our products, but that's obviously open to quite a lot of conjecture. So what we say now is, if your product fails due to manufacturing defect, we promise to put it right through either repair or replacement. And if it suffers from accidental damage, then don't worry about it. You've got access to this, all these other services that we offer.
So the service centre is responsible for making any repairs. So if it's an accidental damage to your jacket, you can easily get the jacket repaired here. They also do down washing, so you can get your jacket washed and rejuvenated back to its former glory. They do things like replacing zips if you have a damaged zip. So there's really a whole host of offerings, and it's really easily accessible through the RAB website, which I'm going to leave a link for down in the description. Here, this jacket is getting a new patch to cover over a hole that has been kind of damaged by somebody maybe rubbing up against some rock, for example. So they're going to replace that panel with like-for-like fabric. If you ever need a zip pull, this is where you go. So if you're having a problem with your zip, it might just be this thing that needs replacing, and
unless
they
you
can
can
do that
see
here.
any damage on the teeth of the zipper itself, then 9 times out of 10 it's just a zip slider.
There you go. Make sure I put that back in the right one.
Yeah, so we set RAB Rental up to basically make the outdoors as accessible to as many people as possible. So again, this is a vastly subsidised service for those customers that want to experience the outdoors, either for the first time with really decent kit, or possibly just doing a bucket list trip or something. They might want to go and climb an 8,000 metre peak and just rent a suit rather than purchase one.
But you don't need a down suit like that for the whole year.
No.
You're only going to need it for a few weeks if you're doing a high altitude trip.
Yeah,
so
and we push all of
rent
we currently push all of our customers to our expedition stockists for this gear, so they're getting the best advice possible from those people that are organising those trips. But what we plan to do going forward, and why these suits are in here, is we'll run a rental service in conjunction with those expedition stockists. They can make the decision in store whether that customer only needs that item once, or if they're going to go on multiple trips, and it's a better investment for them to buy one and have their own suit.
So if you need a big puffy suit, you can rent it. So that was a really insightful visit to the RAB HQ. It was great to meet all the people who work here and see what they're doing behind the scenes, keeping this brand going. So thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up if you like that video. Make sure you've hit that subscribe button. And yeah, I'll see you back in Chamonix. Time to go to the airport and fly back. Obviously the other side of the car, because we're in the UK, not in France. Huh? See you soon.